AITA for going to visit my ex in the hospital? I, 25F, had been with my fiancée, 31M, for a little over 3 years. One of the very first conversations we had about boundaries, expectations, etc. when we first started dating was me telling him that I am still friends with a lot of my exes, and I don't plan on ending those friendships. At the time, he said he understood and it was a non-issue for many years. Cut to 3 weeks ago, the guy I dated for all 4 years of high school got into a really horrendous car accident. There's not an imminent threat on his life, but the seatbelt practically sliced him open and he's been in the hospital for weeks getting surgeries and has been completely bedridden. As soon as I found out, I told my fiancé that I wanted to go home to visit him in the hospital. He flat out said no, and when I tried to have a conversation about it he kept talking over me saying there's nothing to talk about. I'm saying no. I got really pissed off and told him you're not my parent, you're my partner. You don't get to just say no and there's nothing else to talk about. He actually got up and left the house, and was gone all day and didn't respond to my calls or texts. So I drove to my friend's house and spent the night at her place. He didn't come home until 4 a.m. that night, which I only know because he woke me up when he called me on the phone completely shit-faced to ask where I was. I was beyond pissed. The next morning, I came home, packed a bag, got in the car, and left, without ever saying a word to him. He was completely knocked out the whole time. I sent him a text saying I was going home and I'd talk to him when I got back, then I drove 4 hours to my hometown and spent the rest of the weekend there. I went to visit my friend in the hospital and he was very grateful that I made the trip and said it meant a lot to him. I was there for maybe an hour at most, and spent the rest of the time with my parents. When I came home on Monday, my fiancé and I had another huge fight about it, and he told me that I had basically cheated on him by going to the hospital to see another man. Things have been super tense ever since. I don't regret visiting my friend in the hospital, but I do think I went about it in the wrong way. AITA,